If they don't want to be here, they don't want to treat him right, and they're causing a problem in this church, we have the ability to terminate their membership, call their name out, send them a letter that you're no longer members of this new Zion ministry.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is going forward, when something like this happens, shouldn't we come together as we are now to discuss that? Because why do we have to wait till it to get to this point? This didn't just happen overnight. I hate to say it. These two been at it since the moment they walked through that door. It should not have happened. I don't want this to happen again.
You're right. But see, it's more than my just telling them to leave. And I said in the beginning, I believe some of us bear the burden. One person I know of is always, I'm going to leave the church, I'm going to leave the church. And you may say, oh, don't leave. But they didn't hear what you said, because they got a diminished mind. They heard you say, oh, don't leave because the church going to fall out, going to fall apart if you leave. All the money you give. And you saying, well, I'm telling you not to leave because we're a small membership. We need everybody together. But when you deal with a diminished mindset, a man can say to two other men who look discouraged, talking about they're going to leave, don't leave. And they think you mean, you don't want me to leave because you want me to become the pastor. Diminished mind. And all you saying is, we ain't got that many men in the church. We need all the men we can get. That's why I said you can't be so desperate. We cannot be desperate for the members. Now, we do a good job in the new members class, and we try to tread it, and of course, with that one member that Diana was talking about, we had them waiting for about 6 months before we would give them the right hand of fellowship. But, see, if by chance, here's what I'm going to say, I'm giving my to Pastor Hodge, so he got to go. If by chance we want to keep order in the house, it's not just the pastor's responsibility, it's the pastor, the leaders, and the membership. If you see something going on, just don't shove it to the side. There's a process for reporting disorderly conduct in the house. It's just like, beloved, in your house. If y'all gonna stay up in my house where I'm paying the rent and mortgage, I'm buying the groceries and cooking the food, then everybody got to do his or her part in keeping this house in order. Make your bed up, take out the trash, otherwise they come and try to tell you what to do. And if I'm paying the rent, I'm paying the mortgage, and I'm doing all the stuff with it, and you ain't giving a dime, good God, you got to get out.
Before we take that, sister, I think you asked a awesome question. And I just want you to know, it got me stirred up in my pastoral responsibility. I'll tell anybody, pastoring is not easy. I've had 2 heart attacks. In dealing with all the stress, all the pressure. And I have had members do me the same situation in the same way. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But the point I'm saying this is the last day that we live in. Perilous times shall come. Yes. And we have arrived, and we got a lot of wicked people are assigned to the church to destroy the church. And it takes the entire church to work together and pray. And I got some members will front you, will get up in your face and say, don't you mess with my pastor. And I think pastor could think of different ways that he could do better dealing with in the future. And I think that's what he's saying, how he can be more effective dealing with contrary members. But also the membership should think of ways to say, you know what, like this sister did here. She hung up on the sister and told the sister that she wasn't right. But if everybody starts speaking the same, see, the worst thing about church folks, and I'm gonna say about somebody up in here tonight, been listening to them and been reading, wanting to hear what they got to say, but I can be updated. But people like that need to be put in check.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my former leader, another preacher came to our church and he said, what about Deacon so-and-so? What, he ain't here no more. I said, Pastor, he got some questions about Deacon. He said, oh no, it's all right, it's all right. I immediately didn't answer his question. That ain't something you should be asking me. I'm a minister. Talk to the pastor if you really want to know what's going on. I think sometimes we need to help our pastor by standing up for righteousness. When folk wrong and ain't doing the pastor right, because it's hard to justify yourself and fight for yourself and make people convince them that you're right. But it takes sometimes somebody else saying, you ain't talking to the pastor right. Am I telling the truth, y'all?
Yeah.
So that's a part of it. And then, as a pastor, sister, I'm glad you asked that question. Because people are getting more rebellious now than ever.
Yeah.
People used to respect pastors. But now, they'll do just what they're doing now. This man almost died trying to get this church stuff. I was there with him. How many times we cried together? Tears. It's a terrible thing to see a man cry. And here's somebody coming here going to attack him in this church that he almost died to be.
Okay, my question is for the pastor. There's two parts. In the letter, I think the mic is going out. Battery. In the letter, they listed some of the allegations. Okay, and one of the allegations, because some of it, to me, it looked like some of it had to do with timing, like, because of the COVID, we haven't had positions that have been filled because we haven't had memberships to vote on those positions, I'm assuming. But also, I had a question about what does it take and how long, is it in the bylaws, or how long does it take to be a trustee? Because I see somebody's name on here, like she was saying, one of them twins that only been here 2 years. How do you become a trustee, and how does a new member all of a sudden become a trustee? And then one of the questions on here had to do with foster. It had something to do not with the biblical concepts, because I didn't understand that. But can you address what the bylaws, what they were saying about you have failed over the years to provide the congregation of New Zion with complete copies of stuff, which we got tonight, but then also the climate of the operation of the church and where it has been breached, because these are some of the things that have not been spoken about, are the allegations.
Every year.
Did you want a copy of the Okay.
Every year, you see, I'm a fourth generation Methodist. And this church is really structured like the Methodist church. Trustees, the only difference is, trustees can serve up to 3 years. But they are nominated by the pastor annually, and the congregation votes on them annually. After a 3-year term, you have to take a 1-year sabbatical. And then, after that 1-year sabbatical, according to our bylaws, the pastor may or may not nominate you.
What are the qualifications for a trustee?
Well, somebody can turn into that. Say we can have as many as 15 trustees. We can't. Person that is supportive of the church, I tell you, it's in the membership covenant. It's in the membership covenant. But now, if you've been gone for a year, being a trustee ain't a lifetime position. You see what I'm saying? And it's mighty funny that the practice that I did was no different than the practice I've done for the past 9, 10 years. The only thing is that we could not organize the church, couldn't organize the church because the church was closed. Not only that, but I had some personal things going on with my family. My wife was going to talk to y'all about that, but I guess I'll summarize it. February, my father-in-law, November, my wife moved temporarily to Baltimore.
Right, for her
to
father.
care for her father.
That's right.
We received word back in February that he only had but so many days to live. My children and I went to Baltimore 2-3 times. This is our own personal family emergency.
Right.
I had to be strong. I had to pastor my wife. I had to pastor his grandchildren.
Yes.
I had to be a pastor to him because his pastor never showed up.
Oh, no.
I had to speak to him, and I was the last one to see him because by that time they were shutting down visitation rights due to COVID. I talked with him for the last time, and I said to him, "Are you ready?" "Yes, I'm ready." I had to pastor my father-in-law. And then he passes on. Then I got to eulogize him. I got to commit